Tell me your story before Grace. Give me a little bit of background.
Well, before Grace Medical Home, I was employed. I had my own insurance, and through the economy and through the company that I worked for, they went under, so I lost my insurance. My health, it was not too good. Ever since I've been down here, they give me a medical advice, they give me spiritual advice, and my health even improved, a lot. They mean a lot. And my relation, my position, my doctor, I can't say enough. She's a wonderful doctor, and all the nurses, the volunteers, and, she's like a big sister to me.
You're turning 65 next year. Explain why you can't come when you're 65. I don't think people know.
The medical reasons that I provide for the Medicaid, Medicare, they won't allow a program like this to help me. And this is like a big part of me. It's a big family. Between the doctors, nurses, volunteers, and I feel like I'm part of them. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'm gonna be today.
My father passed last year, and between everyone here, on the spot, they would come and talk to me, take the time to come over and talk to me and call me. Who does that, They called me to ask me how I am and to comfort me and to give me the positive words that I needed. I did a lot for myself, but Grace showed me how to do it. They gave me the tools I needed to get back to where I was supposed to be. I can't find that anywhere else. I can't.
St. Francis of Assisi said, "Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible." Almost 9 years ago, when Grace Medical Home first opened its doors, we were focused solely on primary care needs of our patients. At that time, anything more would have been overwhelming. Given there was no medical system for the uninsured poor, it was necessary to simply jump in and start with primary care medicine. In those early years, we would see patients in the morning and then shut down the office in the afternoon, just so we could all try to figure out how to best meet the needs of the patients we encountered that day. Each patient and their problems were different, complex, and multifaceted. And over time, we learned that our patients' needs were much deeper than primary care medicine. Our patients needed help in critical areas such as food, transportation, nutrition, identification, mental health, and spiritual care. We learned that there are so many things that affect a person's health and overall well-being other than the medical, and if we did not address them, our patients would not get better. It was during this time that we realized that Grace needed to evolve and do everything possible to care for the whole person, to attack the root issues, and to be an agent of change that could positively affect generations to come. We realized that Grace was called to be more than just medical. We shifted our perspective from there is no way we can address all these problems to how are we going to address all of these problems, all with the hope that the low income would become more healthy and not miss the grace of God. We started working on a social service questionnaire that patients received at their initial intake. This survey provided us a window into our patients' housing, food, employment, identification, and transportation barriers in a practical way. Once we were able to identify the needs, we were able to deploy our social work team to work alongside our staff and volunteers. They connected our patients to the community resources they desperately needed. As we tried to address as many of our patients' problems as possible, we expanded our own services. Right now, through donations and volunteers, Grace is able to perform ultrasounds. In addition, over 25 specialists come once a month, and over 75% of our specialty referrals are handled at Grace. And with what we can't handle, we've created partnerships with hundreds of community organizations, such as Orlando Health, Florida Hospital, private specialty practices, and on. However, space around Grace has been real tight. It's crowded. We're running into each other. Of most concern is that we've had to turn away volunteer doctors, nurses, students, and others, all while the waiting list of potential new patients is growing. But that's about to change. Through the generosity of this community, we purchased a new building that will help us continue to expand our services and go beyond just the medical needs of our patients. In this new space, we will have more exam rooms, a large teaching kitchen with proper equipment for educational classes, a generous sized food storage area, a dedicated prayer room, and more office space for staff and volunteers. We'll have designated areas for orthopedics, physical therapy, ENT, ophthalmology, mental health, and spiritual care. And what's even more exciting is that we'll have a whole area dedicated to the dental care of our patients. We'll be able to see more patients and serve their full needs, whether it's medical, mental, spiritual, or social. We could not do our work without you. You make the impossible possible. The support of this community has made Grace what it is today and will help us continue our work in the future. The need is great, but we are excited about the next chapter of this story and wait in expectation of seeing God provide hope, care, and dignity to those in our community that need it the most.
Great Medical Home is a special place in my heart. I could not miss it.